Good morning. It is time to get up with Mr. Mahomes, picking up right where he left off. We'll tell you why this Kansas City offense may be about to get much better still. Plus, choices. Which of these legends gets the upper hand when they go head-to-head Sunday in a game that could easily matter all the way to January? And easy does it. Are LeBron and the Lakers looking ready to cruise all the way to a championship in the bubble? We'll answer all those questions on the first Football Friday of the season on Get Up, starting right now. And as always, we come to you live from the Seaport District at Pier 17, brought to you by Chase. Look who's in studio. Bart Scott is here. It is great to see you again, my friend.
That's been far too long.
It has been much too long, and we have a ton of football acumen ready to go today. Look who's ready to go. Mark Sanchez is up early with us. Rob Ninkovich, Diana Rossini is here. We have a lot of football to get to, and Ryan Clark will join us momentarily. And, of course, it all begins with the game of the night. Last night in Kansas City, where the Chiefs, coming off their Super Bowl championship, Patrick Mahomes and company taking on the Texans. Now, it began this way. During the playing of the national anthem, all of the Chiefs, save for one, stood. The Texans remained in the locker room. Then the teams came together at the middle of the field to lock arms in a form of unity before the kickoff. You could clearly hear there was booing during that, and we will talk about that in a few moments. Meanwhile, to the action. We pick it up in the first quarter, and that's Deshaun Watson giving to David Johnson for the first touchdown of the NFL season. Johnson takes it in, and the Texans have a 7-0 lead. Now we're late in the first. It's Mahomes at his 36. First and 10, and there's his favorite target. There's Travis Kelce. That's 15 yards and a first down. They would work their way down to the red zone. Later in the drive, Chiefs, 3rd and goal. Mahomes in the gun. Kelce in the end zone. Mahomes' 77th career passing touchdown, passing Dan Marino for most through 32 games. We're tied at 7. Later in the second, Chiefs on the march again. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Get ready to hear his name a lot. They would use him a ton in the drive. 3rd and goal from the 1. Mahomes. Sammy Watkins in for the short score. Watkins, 7 catches, 82 yards in the touchdown. Chiefs up 14-7. Third quarter, it's 17-7. 2nd and 3 at the Texans' 27. It's Edwards-Helaire. Oh, look at the move. Making not one but 2 men miss, and he's in for the score. Edwards-Helaire, 25 touches, 138 yards, and this touchdown. Look at the moves from the kid from LSU. Chiefs go up 24-7. We go to the 4th. Watson desperately trying to bring his team back at his own 36. This isn't going to help. He's holding, he's looking, he's feeling the pressure. His arm is hit, and he's picked off. A long night for Deshaun Watson. His first turnover of the season. He finishes with 253 yards, the touchdown, the pick, and 4 sacks. Meanwhile, 3rd and goal. Mahomes looking to put this away. Andy Reid's got mask issues. Tyreek Hill, touchdown in the corner of the end zone. Mahomes, 211 yards, 24 of 32, 3 touchdowns. Chiefs looking very comfortable at home. They win it 34-20. The beginning of their championship defense starts with the win.
For how tall he is, man, he's got the strength of somebody my size, man. He runs the ball like no one I've ever seen at that size, and it's fun to play with, man. It's infectious when you see him out there playing his tail off and running his tail off. You want to go out there and block for him.
He's been doing it since the day he got here. I mean, he's been working hard. He's been learning from his mistakes. He's going to keep getting better. It's another weapon that I kind of have in this offense, and we're going to keep doing whatever we can to keep moving the ball and scoring touchdowns.
All right, the rookie, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, clearly was the story. Remember, Louis Riddick made him the first pick in a fantasy draft, and he looked smart last night. The 138 yards rushing, the second most by a player making their Chiefs debut. His 25 rushes, the most ever by a player in a Kansas City debut. So, on a night that was supposed to be all about Patrick Mahomes, it is the rookie running back who steals the show. As we bring my crew in for the conversation here, and Bart, I will start with you as I turn to my left. What can we say is the number one takeaway from the Chiefs last night?
Wow. I mean, the rich get richer. I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors of football. I mean, they have so many options. You never know who's going to kill you. You take away Tyreek Hill, no problem. You look at Sammy Watkins really come alive. And then this rookie, this Brian Westbrook clone. I mean, you think about Andy Reid, he has to be salivating with the fact that he has a guy that can be, effective in space. And the big concern was, would he be able to stand up and hold up in pass protection? They didn't even give him the option. They just released him, got the ball to him, and got him in space. He's tough in between the tackles. You see him with the R2, L2 spin right right here, being able to make defenders miss. And it was a lot of sloppy tackling yesterday, but you got to really give this young kid credit for really, making his name first day against the defending champs. He's playing with his hair on fire, and I think he's going to be one of the top fantasy guys of the league this year.
Yeah, so from a fantasy perspective, a good start, and a reality perspective, a good start. There's Ryan Clark, who joins us this morning as well. That's your LSU guy, RC. What was your number one takeaway from last night?
Listen, this is what I knew, man. Young Boys dropped top last night, and he knew that album was coming out, and the 225 was on fire, and that's where Clyde Edwards-Helaire is from, and that's what he showed y'all. Listen, you heard Bart mention Brian Westbrook. Brian Westbrook gave me hell when we played, and there was one distinction that you had to make. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not small. He's just short. He's powerful, he's quick, he's elusive, and you saw all of those things on display last night. I think the thing that stood out to me was Kansas City's willingness to start with him with the ball. You said it, Greeny. It was supposed to be all about Patrick Mahomes, but they came out and it was run first, run second, and didn't throw the football. It looked like he was back in Les Miles' offense at LSU, where they refused to pass early, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire made Eric Bieniemy and he made Andy Reid look like geniuses for drafting him with the last pick of the first round. And I think we're going to see more of this. When you're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs, you have to be ready for 11 personnel. That's one back and one tight end. That's going to put you in packages on defense with nickel backs on the field. Now you have a small box, a more physical offensive line, and a running back that can make you miss in the phone booth. Justin Reed, who's a good friend of mine and plays safety for the Houston Texans, when I wake up this morning, there's a text on the group chat that says, "Hey, man, I like Clyde." And the reason is he's hard to tackle. He's a guy that's going to be tough when he finishes runs, and he can do more than one thing in the pass game. He can block, he can catch the ball. This is a home run for the Kansas City Chiefs, and you lost Damian Williams, who could have been the Super Bowl MVP going down the stretch last year, and you replace him with a better player. For Clyde to go from that offense at LSU with Joe Burrow and all those great receivers to this offense in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and all those great receivers, he understands how to fit in great offenses, and he's done that already for this team.
All right, so Rob Ninkovich, you're playing linebacker, and you're staring on the other side of the field. They have Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback. Now they have this dynamic rookie behind him. You've got Kelsey, you've got Hill, you've got Watkins, and we haven't even begun to talk about some of the other weapons. What do you do? If you're playing against this team, what are you thinking going into a game?
Well, look, number one, you have to stop the run. If you can't stop the run, they're just going to stuff it down your throat. You can't stop the run. That's the biggest issue for the Texans. That was my biggest takeaway. Yesterday, they couldn't stop the run, and we are witnessing the cause and effect of not having a training camp where you're actually putting pads on. You're not going out there and playing any preseason games. And Bill used to say it all the time in practice, "Oh, yeah, I got him. I tagged off. Oh, yeah, I got him. But in game speed reality, you're missing that guy. And